With me this morning from In Our Private Market, I'm joined by Richard Lloyd. Richard, good morning.
Morning, Andrew. How are you?
Good, thanks, Rich. Give us a quick update. Of course, 5 deals done so far, but no doubt, given the current climate, you're seeing a bit of a slowdown, are you?
Yeah, unfortunately. I think people are hunkering down, and the current crisis is having a knock-on effect all over the place. I've heard some companies are, if you're on site and you're staying there, so they're getting a lot of work done. Others are furloughing contractors, and there'll be a bit of a flurry for renegotiating contracts. I'm sure will come, I don't know, September, October, when everything comes out at the end of this. There's a little bit of raising going on. Those that are already in the process or have family office or high net worths that are backing them. But yeah, there's been a big slowdown on the raise side of things.
What about from a communication point of view? What's your take on how companies are dealing with this?
Yeah, I mean, some are in blind panic, and they do need some help and guidance. They've got their PR and IR teams with them, but this is unprecedented, I think. So yeah, the more experienced excos are dealing with it very, very quickly. They already have things like this lined up. Speaking to Tim Bly, they have, if the unfortunate incident happens, perhaps, I don't know, in Sierra Leone and someone's kidnapped or someone gets hurt, these announcements are already ready to go, so you can actually deal with the issue rather than worrying about the announcements. So that's there's a lot of companies already have all this sort of contingency set up, but this is certainly testing it.
Well, not just from a communication point of view, but across the board here, how can Monexia In Our Private Market assist these companies given the current challenges?
Yeah, we've pretty much as a request from the companies, we've been asked. We had a concept called the Investor Lounge, which we were building out. We've accelerated that, and companies are very, very keen to keep their name out there in lights, above the noise, above other. It's still a competitive landscape, and we're working very hard with the companies to have an in-depth profile, an interview with myself and you, which goes out there. It goes out through all our own YouTube channel and social media as well, and it's to keep shareholders comfortable that life is carrying on as best they can. And also, there's an opportunity. There's been a lot of selling in the market, so companies want to make sure that they're protecting their share price, keeping the knowledge of them out there at the highest level possible. And when the gates do open, there'll be funding available, and it's going to be for the companies that people understand.
And is this crisis going to mark a switch, if you like, as to how business is done in natural resources?
Yeah, I think so. I think there'll be a lot more of this. I mean, I think CEOs and CFOs, etc., are now very used to standing on a stage, doing their 5-minute spiel, quick Q&A done. This format, I think, is going to happen more and more and more, whether it's Zoom, Microsoft, Teams, etc. And I think corporates and executives need to be a lot more comfortable doing this format. This sort of format isn't easy. It takes a little bit of practice. I remember our first interview in the studio. I've done 3 or 4 now, and each one you improve slightly, I hope. And that's going to be very important to people to get their profile across, have confidence in the management. They can portray all the facts in a very short space of time over a web interview, get the details of the project done, and it's the delivery as well. There's tactics and technique to doing these sort of interviews, as well as the face-to-face, as well as a conference. So it is the new way of doing things.
Well, you raise an interesting point there, albeit extreme measures we're in at the moment, but we are seeing the world go digital, I suppose. It's not just videos such as this, but conferences themselves.
Yeah, and we see we always thought the platform route, and then we've discussed before with the analogies to things like Airbnb, Uber, Netflix. The booking travel agent, the taxi driver, or HMV record stores didn't quite see that coming. Perhaps this is the new way of getting the word out there and raising finance. It's probably happening a little quicker now, and we've been building this for 3 years, so it's up and running, it's ready to go, and our clients and our our customers are coming back to us. So great, can we now use the investor lounge because we can see the reach of this? And we've got partners elsewhere that push the content out as well. We're looking with the company called Share Collective in Australia, which do a lot more in-depth sort of DCF analysis and comparison across the board to other companies in the sector. So that's sort of almost like a premium add-on and extra information, extra analysis that can be provided. And we're tagging these things on all the time.
So a final thought then, Rich, despite the challenges, you are still continuing to have these discussions and conversations with companies, are you? There's still that interest.
Yeah, again, it's still vetted. We will only put certain companies on the platform, certainly in the lounge at the moment. We don't want the world and his neighbour on there. We are very specific on what deals we want to put on there for our investors and our shareholder base, if you like. And yeah, we'll help companies build those profiles, and it's working. It's not an expensive way of doing it compared to some routes, but our ultimate game eventually is obviously raise money for people. So we only charge £2,500 for 3 months on the platform, and that includes an interview and all the social media stuff and the profiles. So it's working well. We all have to be adaptive, as proactive have to be as well with sort of remote working, etc. But that works very well as well. So I think if you're nimble and you're proactive in how you do things, it works out quite well.
Absolutely. Rich, nice to see you this morning. Thank you.
Take care. Thank you, Andrew.